Good evening, I'm Anthony Mason. A monster named Harvey is creeping up on the Gulf Coast of Texas. When it comes ashore late tomorrow or early Saturday, it could be the first major hurricane to hit the U.S. in 12 years, with winds over 125 miles an hour. Storm surges and as much as 30 inches of rain could bring what the National Weather Service calls life-threatening floods. Watches and warnings are posted up and down the coast. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issued a disaster declaration in 30 counties. And gasoline prices surged to a 3-week high as at least 2 refineries in Corpus Christi were shut down. Manuel Bojorquez begins our coverage.
Along the Texas coast tonight, people are boarding up.
Tighten it at the bottom really tight.
Piling sandbags around homes and businesses, and leaving store shelves empty as they stock up on food and water. All in preparation for Hurricane Harvey, expected to make landfall as a Category 3 and cause potentially catastrophic damage. Some towns like Port Aransas issued mandatory evacuations. Others like Corpus Christi have only called for voluntary evacuations. Mayor Joe McComb.
We are recommending in the strongest terms that if you live in those low-lying areas that you get out, and you begin to get out now.
Dionisia Cervantes and Harold Page are doing just that, leaving their new home on Padre Island with only their safe and some artwork.
We just bought the house. We've only been in there, what, less than 30 days?
It's kind of sad because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to come back to a home or what damage we're coming home to.
The last hurricane to hit Texas was Ike in 2008, which packed winds above 140 miles per hour and killed 113 people in the U.S. Powerful winds aren't the only danger. Storm surge, water pushed on shore by the force of the winds, is the greatest threat to life, responsible for nearly half of hurricane fatalities. For the first time, the National Weather Service issued an official storm surge warning, covering most of the Texas coastline. Surge levels could rise up to 12 feet north of Padre Island. That still wasn't enough to convince Amy Watson to evacuate and leave the restaurant she manages.
I don't want looters to come in after it hits and all that, so I just want to stay around and keep an eye on everything.
Is there anything anyone could tell you to change your mind and say, be safe and get out?
Probably not.
Wow.
No, probably not.
To the east of here, Louisiana is also under a declared state of emergency, which could spell more trouble for New Orleans. 2 weeks ago, parts of the city flooded when several pumps failed. New Orleans is now bracing for several inches of rain. Anthony?
Manuel Bojorquez in Texas. Thanks, Manuel.